Once upon a time in a kingdom far, far away from our world, there was an evil wizard who hated the king and the queen. He hated them so much that he wanted to do anything to dethrone them and take over the whole kingdom. One day, the wizard cast a spell on the kingdom and plunged the entire place into darkness. The king and the queen were very sad to see their people scared and hopeless in the pitch-black surroundings. "My king, my queen, don't be sad," said one of their advisors. "We may be in the dark, but there is always a little light somewhere. And if we find it, we will find a way out of this." But the king and the queen were still very upset. Suddenly, they heard a knock on the door. Before the king could say anything, the door was pushed open, and a little girl holding a small candle walked in. The candle had a very weak flame, but it was enough to light up the whole room and bring a smile to the king and the queen's face. "Who are you, and where did you get that candle?" asked the king. "My name is Lalia, your majesty, and I found this candle near the dungeon," she replied. "I saw you and brought it to you because it's the only light in these dark times." "Thank you, Lily," said the king, taking the candle from her. The king and the queen were very happy to see a small flame in the darkness, but they knew that a single candle would not help them defeat the evil wizard. So they thanked Lily for her help and sent her back home. After a while, another person knocked on the door. It was a young man. "Your Majesty, I heard you needed some help," he said. And before the king could answer, he continued, "So I brought my oil lamp. It's a little more brighter than that small candle." The king took the lamp and placed it beside the first candle. Together, they gave a little more light to the room, but it wasn't enough. Just then, a woman entered the room. "I heard the king needed some light," she said. And like the man before her, she too had a lamp. All three of them placed their lamps beside the candle, and together they created a beautiful sight. The king smiled and said, "You all have brought light into my life in these dark times, and I am very grateful for that." Then the woman said, "Your Majesty, I have an idea. Why don't we all gather around here and make a circle of light? We can keep each other hopeful and find a way to defeat the evil wizard." Everyone loved the idea, and soon they were all standing in a circle, each holding their light. They were so happy to see so many flames in the darkness that they started singing and dancing. As the night went by, more and more people joined them, each bringing their own light. The circle kept getting bigger and bigger until there was a huge wall of flames surrounding the king and the queen. No one knew where the flames came from or how they were still burning in the darkness, but everyone was grateful for their warmth and light. After a while, the flames started to die down and the people started getting scared. But just then, the king and the queen stepped forward. "Don't be afraid," they said. "We may not know where the light came from, but we know that we can find a way out of this together." The king and the queen walked out of the room with the small candle, looking for a way to defeat the evil wizard. As they were walking, the king said to the queen, "I don't know how we would have defeated the evil wizard without that little girl and her small candle. If it weren't for her, we would still be sitting in that room with no hope at all." The queen smiled and said, "Don't forget, my love, that sometimes the smallest light can bring the biggest hope." They walked the whole night looking for a way to defeat the wizard, and finally, as the sun began to rise, they found a way. Together, they defeated the evil wizard and plunged the kingdom back into light. Everyone was so happy that the king and the queen had defeated the evil wizard. They cheered and celebrated until the end of time. And that's the story of how the smallest light can bring the biggest hope. So remember, no matter how small your efforts are, they can still make a big difference in someone's life.